Good morning to you online Econ students and happy Monday. I think I'll try to do a weekly announcement on Mondays just to get you started out. Typically do a quick rundown of where we've gone and what you have ahead of you, and also address a couple of questions that you presented to me in the flip grids. I love seeing your flip grids with your information, personalities. I typically write something down that sticks out to me about you, so I keep it on a pad of paper here and have it for reference. But I'll start by answering three questions that you asked of me in those flip grids. The first was, am I into any other sports or activities? And I'd say yes, I love activities. Always been a very active person. I love watching sports on TV when I have downtime. I used to be involved in lots of different things. I golf, I played baseball, I um, ran cross country, played soccer, played basketball, played pickup football with friends, ran around the bluffs of Winona growing up. So always was very, very active. Now that I'm getting older and I have some physical limitations just due to the body breaking down, some of those things are not as easy for me to do anymore. So playing tennis, for example, the reaching out hurts the back, so can't do that. But I love running. I still cross-country ski. I used to downhill ski, but I had a couple concussions in the last 5 years, so the old noggin doesn't allow me to do that. It's a little too risky. So anyway, hopefully that answers that question a little bit. Love being active. Next question is, do we have daily lessons? And I think now that you've gotten into the course, if you've gotten into it, I see there's a few people that haven't, you'll find that I have divided the course up into what I call modules. So if you look, now in our completed folder, I put week 1 materials in the completed folder here. And I changed only these portions here, these pages. I added the word module to it, so hopefully it stands out a little more and helps you with organization. That these are the pieces where I put your assignments, the tutorial videos, all the information you need to help you master the material in those modules are there. So I put dates on things to just help you keep pace, so that way you don't have things pile up on you too much. But these are by no means absolute due dates. You'll see when I did the grading over the weekend, if you didn't have things from week 1 turned in, they're now marked as missing and they appear as zeros in the grade book, but those are only temporary. Once you get the work completed and I'm able to grade it, those zeros will become whatever you've earned on it. I don't penalize for late work during the pandemic, but 2 with online, which is in theory supposed to be self-guided. But the way that SoWashco Online has developed and directed us to run the courses, they want some safety nets in place that guarantee that students are continually doing work and not putting it off till the end of the trimester and getting in trouble that way. So just know that my hands are tied a little bit in terms of that, which is why I will put the incentive in there of marking things as missing and as zeros until you get them turned in. So because it reflects on the grade then, and it usually is pretty useful in getting students to get their work done. The last question is, what's my biggest fear? And I'll try to not be super long-winded about this. My biggest fear is not being able to breathe, and so drowning is my greatest fear. And I still have to tackle that time and time again. My wife and I have gone on vacations to a few beach locations, and the first few times I absolutely refused to go snorkeling. And the last time we went to Cozumel, Mexico, I finally got into snorkeling and found out what I was missing out on. Absolutely wonderful, but yet had to kind of balance that out with my fear of drowning. So there you go. That is my biggest fear. All right, next, let's see. I wanted to address attendance with people. Friday was the first time that I had to enter attendance, and I have to do that once a week at 3 o'clock on Friday. So how I intend to address attendance is a couple different things. First, if you have completed your work for the current week, so say by last Friday, if you had all the work from week 1 done, you were considered present for the week, whether I actually had a chance to talk to you or not. If I haven't had a chance to communicate with you either via message or in a Google Meet, and you had nothing turned in, then you were marked absent, because I have no evidence that you've engaged in the class yet. So make sure that you're doing that. So one way is just having your work done for the week by 3 o'clock on Friday. You're automatically marked as there, whether we talk or not. Another way would be, well, if you're doing work, that would count. Certainly if you submitted some work for the week, but you don't have it all done. But then if you also made contact with me, either come to a Google Meet session that I have, checking in with me at my office hours, or messaging me in Schoology, or shooting me an email. Basically, with attendance, we're just wanting to know, are you okay? And are you able to make progress towards completing the course? So that's what we're looking for. The expectations that Washco Online has stated is that they want students to engage 3 times a week in the course, minimum. So that's what we're looking for. Are you engaging in the course, but it's not done? And then if that's the case, have you reached out and contacted me? As a reminder for when our meets are open, my office hours are posted back on the main materials page for the class. So during these times where it says office, I have this room open. You click on the green button, it'll take you there. Or no, I'm sorry, click on the blue button, office hours, it'll take you there. On Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1:10 to 2:30, I have our class open. If I feel the need to call a class meeting, I would send out an update, or actually I'll email you, because this past week, students that did meet with me indicated that would be the best way to get in touch with you is via email. Then we would have a whole class meeting. It would be during that 1 to 2:30 block. I know a few people can't make it then, and I wouldn't count you as absent, but you just need to work with me then to help get caught up on any information that you missed. So that's the attendance piece. And we talked about grading. This week, let's take a look at what we've got then. You've already seen that I moved the stuff from week 1 in the completed folder. It's all still open. You can go back and retake exit tickets as many times as you want. But in the current folder now, you'll see that we've got week 2's materials. You're going to be wrapping up level 1. And so you have types of economies to cover, the circular flow model, and the paced decision-making model. From this module, there is an assignment, a reading assignment that you need to complete and turn in. And then there is a extra credit opportunity after you go through watching my demonstration of the paced decision-making model. I challenge you to make your own, and if you do and submit it, you can earn extra credit. The paced decision-making model, obviously PACE is an acronym, can be useful for you when you're making important life decisions. For example, if you have a group of schools that you're thinking of going to after high school, or maybe even just options of what to do after high school. Pardon me. I'm back now. Even if you're trying to figure out what to do after high school, you may have some different options, and you may, using this model, you can come up with what is your best option once you establish some criteria of what you're trying to accomplish. You could use it for buying a car, you could use it for getting a pet, you could use it for figuring out where you want to live. So big, high impact life decisions is when a model like this could be important. I know I used something similar to it when I was in college, when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for my degree, because I originally started as international business, but I discovered that that didn't fit my personality well, so I had to go back and reevaluate what did I want to do with my career and what did I want to pursue. And so once I did something similar to a paced decision-making model, I discovered that education would be a better field for me to get into. So after completing the module, there's the exit ticket like you saw for the other 2 modules, and then that is the last module in level 1. So there is a summative exam here, the level 1 exit, which is 3 questions for you to consider. These are not unlimited in attempt. However, I've set it at a pretty high number, so you should be able to take it as many times as you need to if you perform poorly on it. Now just know that these ones have to be corrected by me. I have to evaluate them. They aren't auto-corrected, so they take a little longer to show up in the grade book. And then the second part of this week, second half, you want to get into our level 2 materials, which means you're going to be working with market forces and looking at buyer behavior. And the concept that we use to describe that is demand. So you'll start working with demand by the end of the week. That's all I have for you today. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I want to help you. And thanks for tuning in. Good luck this week.